motherfucking street, y'all. Bailing through the motherfucking street, y'all.
I'm about to kill this shit.
Yeah, hit that shit, nigga. Oh, nah, take the dice. This nigga fucking up. Take the dice. Let's go. Hit that. Hold on. Get him. Give me my chip, okay? Yeah, everybody. DJ, take that. That's my cash app, nigga. Send it over.
$sign first?
Everybody owes me.
Roll 7. Roll 7.
Roll that shit back. Roll that shit right back.
Where's my boy? $2. Where the other cube at? $2 this game. Right there. There go them niggas right there with my money.
Wanna be a baller, shot caller, but you ain't got it. So put it back in your pocket. Put it back in your pocket. Wanna be the man on Instagram. I ain't got it. So put it back in your pocket.
What the fuck is going on? Where the fuck is my money at? Yes, K2. Where the fuck is my money at? Where the fuck is my money at? Where the fuck is my money at? What you doing over here? What you took up? Where's my money? Where's my money? Where's my money?
Take the phone, man.
Give me the fucking phone before I smack your ass. Get the fuck out of here.
Yo, where you going? Yo.
That's your man.
Damn, man.
Your man's is pussy. He's a pussy. That's what you call your man?
You just got me last week.
Stop it. Where your phone?
I don't have a phone, bro. I don't even have a phone.
So you don't got no money for me? You don't got no money for me? Leave me alone. Come on. Hey, you motherfucker. I know your bitch ass. I took your bitch. You took her already, man. Why you? And now she work for me, motherfucker. Your bitch working for me. She got my money before you.
Sorry, bro.
Motherfucker, high top ass nigga. You got my money, motherfucker? I'm talking to you.
No, I ain't got your money, K2. I'm sorry, man.
Why the fuck you? APimpNamedK2. Respect my shit. You got my man's package, nigga?
I ain't got your man's package. It's Sunday. It's my day off.
I don't give a fuck what day it is. We everywhere. Box smelling.
Wait, my pack.
Numbers making numbers. I'm doing
See you out
numbers,
here, nigga.
man.
2 cell phones? Some Kevin Gay shit, nigga.
One for the plug and one for the load. You already know, yo. Out here, man.
Put me on,
Tenny,
nigga.
man. I got you. Give you a pack right now. Man, you know,
Talk about
do
it.
this on the
Nigga, you know BulletProof Bam just came home.
Man, fuck that nigga, man.
Yeah, that
I
nigga.
ain't worried about that.
Nigga black about to. You know what?
What up, little niggas?
What's up, bro?
What's good with y'all? You that Mac nigga, right?
I heard about you inside, nigga. You said you running the block and shit. What's up, nigga? Where mine at? I'm home, nigga. Matter of fact, spit them shits out, nigga. Spit them shits out. Bulletproof Bam home, nigga. Put them in a napkin, nigga, nice and wet. Shits look like a good fit. Yeah, nigga, drop it. What up, little nigga? What you looking at?
What up, bro?
I like them shoes, nigga. What size are those?
14.
Just my size. Give me them shits. Take them shits off right now, little nigga. Take them off. Right now, nigga. Bulletproof Bam home, nigga. You better act like you know. Matter of fact, pick them shits up, little nigga, before I knock you the fuck out. Nigga, I'm ox. Nigga, I'm home. Hand them shits to me nicely, nigga. Niggas better act like y'all know. This is my block, nigga. I'm home. Bulletproof Bam, nigga. Say it with your chest, nigga. Yo, fuck that.
Bro.
Get the strap.
I gotta get my shoes.
Son.
What's good, bye?
Shitland.
It's the Talk Your Shit show. We in Brighton Beach. We here with Maya. Damn, homie.
You're
We also here with Taylor. This is my homie, my best friend from film school.
what's up?
Yeah, so it's all love, guys. It's all love. We here, as y'all can see. So today's topic is interracial dating and racism, man. It's very big. We still dealing with it today. Some people are still mentally slaved. You know, seriously, but listen, at the end of the
Why
day...
is this funny to you? It's a real thing.
Nah, it's real
It's
shit.
a real thing,
Nah,
the
but
way he said mentally slave.
nah, seriously, nah, because
Nah,
people is really mentally
facts, though.
slave, bro, and it's really wicked because it's like I don't see nobody as a color, I don't see nobody as a race. Everybody is my bro and is my sister. As long as you producing the same energy as I'm producing, you showing the same love I'm showing. It's like no negativity. I don't see a color. I don't see a race. I don't see any of that. You know?
Yeah.
So, Maya, my question is, first question would be is, how do you feel, Maya and Taylor, how do you guys feel about interracial dating? Like, do you guys care if you date a black guy, Spanish guy, Indian guy, Punjabi, you know?
I'm all for it.
What is
Like,
a Punjabi?
I don't think that Habibi. I don't.
Habibi,
Punjabi?
7-Eleven,
know
what did he say?
yeah.
7-Eleven.
Wow.
No, it's not.
Listen, we're not in jail, so in jail you kind of have to stick to. Well, we're not in jail. You know what I mean? This is real life, and how do I know that we're not in jail?
No, not that we're not in jail. But
You never seen Oz?
All right, keep going.
In Oz, like all the white supremacists, they have to stick to their corner.
Right.
But what I'm saying is like, I mean, everybody was raised differently, and sometimes I forget that because my dad raised me to love everyone. And he would always say, there's good and bad in every race. And plus, like, I've never really dated a Russian guy. Like,
And that's crazy. And that's your race. Why? What was it like a turn off? You didn't want to date a Russian guy because you're Russian, or it's like you already know what he's bringing, and it's like I want to be diversity. I want to be diversitized.
well, my dad always told me, I don't care whoever you end up with. I don't care what he is, as long as he loves you and he treats you right.
You ever found one that you...
To me, Russian guys are very, they're easy to manipulate, so I just, and, I like,
A stern man.
Talk your shit, Maya.
Listen.
We hereby.
listen, I think if you're only going to date somebody in your own race, you're limiting yourself. What if your soulmate is Chinese? What if your soulmate is black? Like, you're going to limit yourself and you're never going to end up finding happiness because and it's the year 2018, like, we don't have to do that anymore.
True, that's a fact.
Yeah, I also agree with what you were saying before. Like, if someone is giving me the same kind of vibes that I'm giving them, it doesn't really matter who they are. I think, of course, in this day and age, we have to acknowledge who people are. I don't think, I mean, I don't see that as a defining factor of like if I'm going to date somebody or not, but I think that I have to acknowledge it and see their differences and see their culture and see where they come from and how that like what that brings to the relationship. But like you said, if someone's treating you well and someone's loving you right, then I think that's the only thing that should matter. Yeah, because like number one, it's a friendship. Then it's a relationship. Like if you're strong and like you're ready to be seen with that person and like love that person to know unconditionally, then it shouldn't matter, you know, their race or religion.
So I have a question. So I know like we're younger, we're in a different generation than our parents and their parents. So how are the older people in you guys' families versus the younger people when it comes to race relations? Because in like interracial dating. So for example, like the older people in my family, like the older they are, more so like don't bring a white girl home. And I know it's probably more and more like that as you get older and you go back into generations. And like my parents they don't really care as much, you know what I'm saying? But the older it's like damn near, because they grew up in that civil rights movement era, they're more so like, you know what I'm saying? Leave that over there, like in that Emmett Till era where it's like everything was white versus black. And it's like I feel like is it the same? No, it's not the same.
What do you mean?
Like as you get older, like you say your grandparents for say, or like your aunts, your older aunts are more so like Negroes. Like is it like that?
I don't think so. I have a really cool liberal family. I also am not like super close with like people that are that far away from like my immediate family. Everyone in my family is super accepting and super loving. I would be so offended if someone had said if someone said that to me to tell, and also it's like my life, like you can't tell me who I can.
That was like growing up, like that's what I heard.
I never really heard that. I kind of was just like, you know, you can date whoever you want just as long as they're treating you nicely.
That's dope.
They're treating you well.
My parents, you know, they love everyone, and my grandma was the same way. And she was what, 93 when she passed away, but she always, you know, I think she loved Spanish guys just because like every time I bring like a Spanish guy home, she'd be like, oh. She loved it. She's like, oh, you know, like everybody used to tell me I looked Spanish when I was younger because I had dark hair.
Oh man.
And she, I think the only guy I introduced to my parents was Dominican, and till this day they're like, you should have just ended up with him because he was a really good person. And then I had, you know, another boyfriend after that they fucking hated. He was Puerto Rican and they despised him. They're like, he's a fucking, not gonna go into it because he follows me and he follows everything I fucking do.
He likes it too, bet.
Yeah, they don't, you know.
Why do y'all think we still dealing with racism? Why is it still big? Do y'all think it's because of the way people are taught, or is it because it's just they can't, I don't know. I still can't come to it. I'm sorry I asked y'all the question, but I'm just saying, like, seriously, like I can't fathom that one. Like, why are we still dealing with it? I don't think people understand that if we all work together and put it together, some way we can help each other. Like, especially if the energy and everything is correct, everything will flow so much better than to be like, I ain't fucking with that nigga, or I'm not fucking with that crack, or I'm not fucking with that spick, or what they call Asians, you know, or whatever they call people. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I think it's because people are still scared to leave their comfort zones. I think it's the same reason why people are chasing their dreams. Everybody isn't chasing their dreams. It's people are comfy where they at. They're comfy in their neighborhood. They're comfy in their culture. They're comfy. They're scared to just leave their comfort zone, bro.
And I also think racism is systematic. This country was built on the backs of slaves, and people, especially white people, are in this place where to give up their power, to give up their, you know, to give up their power. It's sharing power does not mean giving up your own power. It means lifting up other people to bring. But I think there's a systematic oppression that is embedded in our society and in our humanity that, you know, we're in a really good. I mean, from my perspective, I think that we're on a roll right now. Like, I think there are a lot of people standing up for things that they never stood up for before. And I also think that, yes, while it's not like segregation, black versus white, all that stuff, it's microaggressions. It's little things that people think are appropriate but are actually inappropriate. Like, you know,
You gotta remember, not a lot of people grew up like you. Some people grew up with hateful parents that just
Yeah,
taught them.
yeah, and we're
Never thought
lucky.
about
We're from
it.
New
I never
York.
thought
Like,
about that.
we're from New York. We're one of the most multicultural places in the world, and even though that's a fact, like
That doesn't mean there's
you
no
and me,
hateful people
like
here, it
even though
just
we
means
went
it's
to
not
high school
accepted.
together, when we went home, how different?
It was different,
How
totally
like
different.
like yeah, we were friends at school, like best friends from the start, like no question. But that's us, and we talk about that all the time.
Facts.
Like Maya, is it very racist over here? Do you feel like, I'm just saying, I don't see a lot of black folks over here.
Yeah, we in Brighton Beach, Brooklyn.
No, well, Brain is very okay. So, Brain is 15 blocks. So Brain 6 and up is Russians, and then Brain 6 is down is Spanish. And then when you go to Coney Island, it's a lot of Spanish, Russian, and black. And then, but Brain, I guess not so much, but you know.
Do you see different responses from people that's outside of your race over here?
I mean, mostly, and that's why I say like I grew up very different because most Russian people, they only want to stick around other Russian Jews, and they don't want to hang out with nobody else, and they only stick to their own kind. And I always felt like a black sheep in a way in my neighborhood because I was never like that. I always, hung out in Harlem just because I couldn't just be around just Russian Jews.
Yeah.
And
you and I are both Jewish, so
Yeah.
that's
that's
dope.
also another.
That wasn't planned, guys. Just to let y'all know.
Yes, it was.
Facts. God works in hysterical ways. Also, the crazy thing is also Maya, as in everything that's going on with you on Instagram and everything, do people still, like as of now, do people come at you different because of your race? Do you feel like they come at you different because of who you are or your race?
What do you mean, like some people don't work with me because I'm white?
Or some people will be like, oh, she's a little Hasidity, or like, I won't fuck with her because she seems like she act like she above us.
No, nobody ever said I act above anyone. They just say I'm a fucking hood rat, which I am, and it's
You're
fine.
not a hood rat, man.
It's fine. It's all good. I get a lot of people that in my comments, like every time I do a skit with somebody, they're like, she likes black guys, and it's like, what's the fucking problem? Like, you want me to what?
Carter said, word. You like black guys, Maya?
I see somebody comment.
Once you go black, you would never go back.
You could still come back, but then,
Nah, because I seen some.
You didn't have to write black guy.
I mean, I see some shit. Like, people be hating in the comments, but that's always gonna happen.
It is what it is.
Yeah, you can't listen to people that give you shit.
No, I don't give a
Yeah,
fuck.
you gotta let
Like-
it fuel you. You gotta let the haters fuel you.
Do y'all got any questions for us?
Word, like as black
Yeah.
men.
As black men?
you ever dated a white girl?
Have I ever dated a white girl? Actually, yes. She was mulatto. And it was a very interesting, so serious, swear to God. Do I need to call out shots? Yo, listen, she from Yeah, Maya.
Was it like a real relationship?
Nah,
or
it was a
like-
real relationship, and like it was dope. Like it was actually dope, and she lived out of state, so like it was really dope because we had to like
never had to see
travel.
her.
Yeah, nah, it wasn't. We had to travel, like so it really meant something. Like you know what I'm saying, and
Yeah.
it was dope. Like her settings because it was like her dad was black and her mom was white, and it was just ill.
Doesn't
Like
count.
it doesn't count.
Yes,
Yes,
it
it
does.
does.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't
It
count.
totally
bro.
counts.
Dad's black is
No.
over, bro.
So-
That's
Totally
like when a guy
counts.
comes at me and I've had a guy be like,
Y'all just killed my whole dream.
No, it totally
I never had a
counts.
white girl then.
She can be. No, that's the problem. Like she's half black, half white, but that like saying it doesn't count or saying it like
she's half white, half black. Can she say the M word?
Oh.
That's a
Yeah.
good question.
Exactly. So she's not white.
But she is white because she's half white.
Nah,
She
Maya,
is white.
me knowing you. Oh, I'm sorry.
This is for
Maya,
Maya.
me knowing. Oh, that's foul.
This is for
That's
Maya,
foul. You
yeah.
left me hanging. Maya, you can say the N word. I fuck
I
with
can't.
you. Why can't you? Around me,
No.
in public.
No.
Just say it. That's what
Maya,
she
you can say the N
We
word.
cool with her saying it.
Yeah, nah, it's not
Somebody
even
else
cool,
like
Maya.
that.
I think
exactly
Instagram
where it
people
comes-
would be cool with you
No,
saying.
and this
I don't
It's your
know.
personality.
Yeah, but it's
No,
still
but the
not.
Instagram is not gonna be.
No,
It's your
it's
personality,
Yeah,
bro.
but
No.
even if you guys said it's cool, even if fucking everybody said it was cool, it's not.
It's not.
And this is exactly why there's still racism, is because people condone it.
Mm-hmm.
Like whenever you see somebody saying it, you shouldn't allow it.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter like if you have black friends, if you have a black boyfriend, if you're married, if your kids are black, it doesn't give you the fucking right. And the more we condone this shit, the more it's gonna keep happening. Because then once people feel free to say it, they're gonna fucking disrespect. They're gonna abuse it.
But at the end of the day, how I see that is like, no matter what, like I get what you're saying. It's not okay to say it, but it's like at the point they use that word so many years to try and destroy us. Now it's crazy that we turned it to something that you can't destroy. So it's like to us now, like how I look at it, to me, like I don't care who you are. A white person could seriously be like, you fucking nigger. Like, and I'm seriously gonna laugh at him because it's like, it seriously don't hurt me. Like, seriously, that's what my ancestors, that's what Martin Luther King, that's what Malcolm X, that's what everybody fought for.
But
so I'm not gonna give you my energy, but I'm just saying everybody should have that intellect. Yo, what you saying to me is not gonna hurt me. You're not gonna stop my grind, you're not gonna stop my money, and you're not gonna stop what's doing. See, you want me to be ignorant and act on that nigga shit and be a nigga, but I'm not gonna show you a nigga. I'm gonna show you the proper nigga that you calling me, the proper nigga that I am. Call me a nigga if you want. You nigga. You have a nice day, sir. And it's like,
well, that's the thing. Not everyone has the emotional responsibility that you do have.
And I hear you, and I get y'all. I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying let's be real. Let's get over that shit. Like seriously, like how we been there. We passed it. We made it. We made it to something to where it don't affect us no more. So let's keep pushing, because obviously we've been enslaved. They've been called us niggas. We still being racist today. They kick us out of places, out of Waffle Houses, where we give main money to main public places. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's like everything y'all do, you still can't destroy us. We still moving. We still going. Why the fuck is you letting words hurt you? It's like, it's not going to affect you at the end of the day. So it's like, keep it pushing, bro. You can say what you want to say, but I understand the disrespect part. Don't allow nobody to disrespect you. And that's where it comes. That's where the principle really is. I think that's where it really lies.
I don't know, B, because I'm not comfortable with just anybody saying it. And it's not just because I'm saying like, oh, only black people can say the N-word. I think niggas come in every color. To be 100 with you. I think it's just a word that's, you know, and we use it as a term of endearment. But I still will find it disrespectful if that same situation was to happen to me. I'll probably respond the same way because I'm responsible now and I know I got a lot to lose if I was to act out. But at the same time, it's just like I'd still probably feel some type of way. And I'm sure a lot of people will agree with me, they'd still feel some type of way. And it's not something that we can just like be like, all right, we're over it. Like, no, bro, because it's been going on for years. A bunch of racism and a bunch of shit been going on for years, but people just aren't over it, bro. Like, people are being killed all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it is at this point. Like, we just have to literally just be safe ourselves. Just be, you know, just as people, and not even as a whole, but every person should literally just be more responsible and just more so strong enough in their mental to not let anything bother them.
All I'm saying is, like, don't take the disrespect. That's it. Like, my thing is, you can say what you want, as long as you don't touch me, and it don't come crazy.
That's the thing,
like,
too.
let me catch you outside, you call me a nigga. Now it's on sight. Now it's on sight.
Now you can catch me outside, girl.
You can catch me outside. But like,
that's another episode. Catch me outside, girl.
I was on live the other day, and I do this thing where I let people go on my live and ask me questions. And this white kid comes on my live, and he starts saying the N-word. And I just stop and I go, you think that's okay? You think it's cool to say that? And he wasn't showing his face, but you could tell he was white, like, because his fucking white ass hand was like waving around. I'm like, you think that's cool? And that's when it's like right away. Yeah, I guess he didn't expect that. He expected me to just let it rock. And I was like, nah, you think that's fucking cool? And he's like, you think it's cool to fucking show your ass on Instagram? And I'm like, yeah, cooler than that. But it's like,
I think that's also different. That's your body. It's not your words. I think that you have complete ownership over your body, and this kid, he wants to choose. He can choose what he wants to say.
Yeah, let me thought.
And also, fucking thought.
And then not even that. That's the problem. People try and base what they do off bullshit facts.
Yeah.
And it ain't true.
No,
like,
that's the thing.
What?
I mean, a lot of people don't take the time to educate themselves as to why things like that would be wrong, or why it might hurt somebody else.
Maybe because they're not even used to anyone calling them out.
Well,
a lot of times too.
It's all about race.
A lot of it. This is the world we live in. They're fucking internet computer people. They wouldn't say it to your
trolls.
face.
They're trolls.
They wouldn't say it to your face,
They're
and it's like they see you.
Haters.
And they're like, oh, that's
Yo, I
call him a nigga. I wouldn't even say nothing.
Facts. I dated a white girl before. Like,
Or was it she half?
no,
white?
she was full. She was full.
Because that don't count.
It
White.
counts. She's white.
You hurt my
That
feelings,
girl is
man.
white.
That girl isn't white. Let me tell you why.
It's not
Let
to
me tell
be
you why.
ashamed of.
Let me tell you why. If the dad is black, this is a black person's like rule.
Talk your shit, Carter.
If the dad is black, if somebody's mixed, if the dad is black, they're black.
Why?
Drake.
Okay.
That's not why. That's an example.
I was about to sign
Drake is also
Drake
Jewish.
is an
He is
example,
Jewish.
right?
It's a Jewish episode.
Name me somebody else that's mixed whose dad is black, whose mom, like, it's like literally if your dad is white, because that's what you came
What
out of
about
first, I guess.
the princess? What's her name? Meghan Markle.
Who's white? Who's white and who's black?
Her mom's black.
Her dad's white.
She white.
She's not white.
She came out of white.
Wait. Let me drop some knowledge on you guys for a quick second. Okay, shout out to Boston University, Alana Brownstein, my dramatic literature teacher. She taught
Talk
me
your
some,
shit.
She taught me a little something about something called the Taboo Center.
Alright.
And in a world, we live in a binary world. You know, gender binary, race binary, black, white, woman, man. You know, good, bad, all that shit. When someone's makeup comes from those two different things, they live in this taboo center. So we as human beings, we in this human society, look at them and have a really hard time placing them in either box because naturally we place people into boxes. Someone who's half black, half white, I mean, you have your own opinion. Someone who's half black, half white exists in the taboo center, so they are both.
Yeah.
They are everything and nothing at all. Like, not nothing, not like as a person, I would never say that. But like, they're everything and whatever they are. I think we have a very specific habit of wanting to place and label wanting to label people in a way that we don't really need to.
That's a fact.
You know, like
So if I what you're saying is if somebody thinks of themselves as a black woman, they're a black woman?
No. Well, if
Yeah.
you
It's
one
whatever
parent
you
who's black
say you are?
and one parent is white, I mean, it's not even what you say you are. It's just who you are because society hasn't given you a place to live like comfortably as a this or that person. Does that make sense? Like,
I get what you're saying. Like,
yeah.
you pretty much can go in either box.
you can go in either box, but there's
what
no
you-
there's no
it's your
one
perception
box.
of it.
Yeah. I think that like we as like humans in this like capitalistic society are so quick to like label things, and
that's a fact.
so I think that like his ex-girlfriend, right? You're not saying
Yeah.
yeah. So his ex-girlfriend, like she is black and white.
True.
You know, she's not all black, she's not all white. She's black and white. She could be whatever she wants to be.
So,
You know.
Let me tell you.
I think that none of
I want
us.
to hear about the white.
Yeah.
That's what I'm about to get back to.
Not the half.
Like I was saying, the older people in my family, right? Like the older you go back, the more so they're like, stay away from the white girls, stay away from the white women. This is me giving it 100 because this is the Talk Your Shit show. And Bam, you know what I'm talking about. Bam will act like you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Bam know what I'm talking about. The older
ain't
black
seen that.
people, the more they're scared, they're more so like, hey, like because of the things we went through. You gotta
Yeah.
think about like the repercussions of dating somebody that's a different race because of where we are on the social economical ladder or where we are on the race ladder where it's like that's trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like don't go hollering at them. Like that's literally that scary shit. So
Yeah.
when dating a white girl as a black man for the first time, I felt as if I was doing something wrong. And that's literally because of the way I was raised. And I know that now. It's nothing wrong with it, of course. And I know at the time there's nothing wrong with it. But being raised a certain way will have you looking at things a certain way.
Right.
And it would just feel like, I'm doing something wrong. Like, when we were together, it would just be like, I could feel the eyes on me. You know what I'm saying? I feel the eyes on me. I know her parents wasn't fucking with me because she was raised the opposite way. Where she knew she wasn't bringing me home to her dad. Where, like, her dad was like, don't be bringing no
Nigger in my house.
Exactly, and it was just like, I understand it now. She could come to my house. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't live with the older people in my family who still think that same
Come to my house now because ain't nobody there.
scared nigga way. Not even though, but she could come to my crib when people are around. It's literally like,
Regular.
it's regular. But
Yeah.
if I had my great aunts around and shit like that, they'd be like, oh, you're gonna love him with that white girl. Like, it's just like, that's
Was
just what
Brady
it
in the
was.
house?
And she already knew too. Like, I knew I wasn't going to her house. She told me her dad was not with it. But now she
But
has kids with
we gonna sign
a
out,
black
bro.
man.
What?
So
That's episode 6, guys.
No, let them respond. We want them to do this.
Respond?
This is a real conversation.
All right,
We're having
get
a real
ahead,
conversation,
get ahead.
bro.
Yeah. So,
So,
have you ever dated black men? And if you want to ask me questions.
well, what I wanted to say was, like, if I was born a man, I would date a black girl. What, no matter what, if I was, let's say I was reborn and I'm a man now, but I'm Russian, I would date a black girl just because. To me, white women is like they're all the same, and it's funny that I say that, but it's like to me, like every bitch I see, like a white girl's like they all look fucking like a plain Jane to me.
You and me.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about in general from like females that I know.
No, yeah.
A lot of females I know, they just all look the same to me, and it's like, but then you know, when you see like a beautiful black girl, it's like they're like a 1 in a million type of beauty, and that's just me personally. Like every time you see, and it's so weird too because like in the neighborhood, if you see let's say a white girl and a black guy walking, right away the first thought is like, oh, he must have a big dick. And then they start looking down on a bitch like, oh, she just want that big dick.
Yeah.
But then when you see a Russian guy walking with a black girl, nobody's mad at him. Everybody's like, yo, he did the fucking right thing. Like he's not stupid.
Yo, people always come at me for date. They say I date only light-skinned girls, and that's not.
Oh yeah,
true.
me too.
And let me tell you why.
Me too.
I love dark-skinned women. I haven't found a dark-skinned woman that I just had that connection with yet. And that's the same thing, even like with a white woman. You know, I just haven't found one I had that connection with.
I can say I did.
You know how you
but I wasn't. It was the bad timing. Like
and
the timing was so like bad. But I was trying to make the timing right.
But you know, bro, whoever it is, like y'all have to have that connection. You have to be able to either relate or understand each other.
It just so happened majority been light skinned. That's all.
Yeah, facts. But y'all have to be able to relate or understand each other. So, for example, me and Taylor can be friends because we understand each other. We might not be able to relate to the same shit, but we have conversations about it.
Yeah, we talk about it when we really do.
We talk about race, and every time we link up, it's just like a thing. And it's not because we have to. It's
we
we understand each other. We come from two different worlds.
Yeah, but we can meet in the middle somewhere and talk about it. We never really fight either.
No,
about
we
stuff
never
like
fought.
that.
Exactly.
We why would we?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's all love.
That's all love.
And it's crazy though because we come from two
very different places.
We all do.
Yeah.
And that's what make us all one. And that's how Talk Your Shit show started, by real
together.
Talk. Hands together, guys. My Lord, Kumbaya.
Listen, we bringing blacks and whites together.
We bringing blacks, whites, Jewish, Russians, Indians,
Jews at a
Asian,
time.
Vietnamese, South Koreans, North Koreans. We bringing the whole world. Nah, I swear to God, we not stopping to the whole world all day. It's the Talk Your Shit shining out. Thank you, Maya. Thank you, Taylor.
Take a bow.
You already know. Take a bow. Thank you, guys. We signing out till next time. Gang.
Closing statement.
Word. What's your closing statement?
Spread love, spread kindness.
Thanks.
Keep your heart open. Namaste.
Don't be a fucking hater.
Talk Your Shit show.
Spread love,
So
man.
funny.
Open your eyes up to the whole world.
Bam.
One color. It don't mean nothing, man.
Not at all, man. And you see how we do it. All love. Jewish, black, Russian, all in the same room.
That's what we do.
Jewish, black, Russian, all in the same room.
Mom.
Killing it. Gang. And we out.
Talk your shit! We still together!